Hey everybody. So over the past few weeks, I've been really encouraging everybody to uh, get your journals in order, learn some new skills. I've been talking about how to cook certain things, how to can things. If the world that we are living in um, just goes to hell in a handbag, you can't just expect things to be the way they are. You have to know how to do things. That is part of being a prepper. It's called being prepared for worst case scenarios. And there's a lot of major things going on right now. And everybody, we've talked about this before. Everybody knows you need water, you need food, you need medical, you need certain other items. Um, but what categories are you thinking could happen to you or to your country? Right now, the big one is nuclear. Everybody's thinking about nuclear right now. That's kind of at the forefront. But there's also some other things like where we live in the Pacific Northwest, we know that there's a massive earthquake that's going to come. That was something that we've prepared for in our home for a very long time. But there's also EMPs, which could happen either from a solar flare or from a certain type of nuclear attack. There's a civil war that's been spoken of, many times. Depending on your region, there's all kinds of storms, and there's just a total economic collapse, which is quite frankly looking very, it's kind of been pushed up on the forefront right there, kind of behind the nuclear. So regardless of what you're prepping for, you've got these main categories that you need to always be working on, but what else? So how do you dig a little deeper into that and know what else you need? I would highly suggest you kind of get with your family and talk about maybe pick like 5 or 6 things that could really happen in your area or your country, and then what would you need to fall in line with those? As I was making my list, I actually have my list here. I wrote down nuclear attack, total collapse, earthquake, EMP, and civil war. So those were kind of the ones I was thinking of. So for nuclear attack, I know the main thing that we would want to make sure everybody we cared about had was iodine, but I've got that, so I feel very good. Now there's going to be other things, and you can keep adding to that list, but if you get together and start talking with your loved ones, I think you'll find that it helps to have another brain thinking on it, because sometimes you might forget things. For a total collapse, silver. I mean, have you been stocking up in silver? Actually, I've been thinking about doing a video on silver. If anybody's interested, just let me know. I know you guys all like to send me emails, so I totally appreciate that, and I love all the ideas coming in, so it's been very helpful. Earthquake, medical. Do you have your medical? EMP, communications might be really big. So, I mean, just getting together and talking about all the different things that you need. Now, I've spoken about your journals so many times. So what skills do you currently have, and what skills are you still needing to fit into those categories that you would have just laid out? If there is a skill that you don't know or you don't feel comfortable with, or you're just not sure, I just really want to beg you to get it done, because if you keep pushing it off, you might push it too far and you might not get the opportunity. And the whole point of being a prepper is to be prepared in all the case scenarios. The more knowledge you have, the better your chances are going to be. The more items you have, it's not hoarding. Somebody told me one time, as I went into her house, she said, "Oh, excuse the mess. I swear I'm not a hoarder." I'm like, "No, you're a prepper." And I get it. I totally get it. I've got a lot of stuff, and to the average person, it may look, like we're hoarding, but we're not. in reality, we're the ones that will get ahead. So don't be shy to get stuff, get random stuff, you know. I've been stocking up on a lot of screws and nails lately. I mean, it is what it is. And you've got to just get the items that you need now while we still can. We're still, you know, in the so-called recession, and we're still having shortages, and we still have supply chain issues, and you know, I don't see that going anywhere. And it's just going to take some time to get everybody back on track. And when we go into any of these categories that you select, you don't know how long those are going to affect. I've been listening to a lot of other channels. I'm trying to, you know, get a perspective of what people are thinking. And one thing I noticed is some of these channels are saying, oh, you only need to prepare for 3 to 8 months or 3 to 9 months. And I'm like, where are they getting these numbers from? You really have no idea how long you're going to need to prepare for. I mean, a nuclear attack, you're talking years and years if something like that were to happen. I mean, look at Chernobyl. This is nothing that's going to be fixed, you know, just in a blink of an eye or in a few days. We're talking a really, 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 really long time. A total collapse, I mean, again, we're talking that could be a decade or better. Earthquakes, maybe not as much. Civil war could be anything from, you know, maybe 6 months to several years. You don't know how long any of these are going to last, and it's better to just get yourself set up for that long haul. One of the skills that I would like to improve on, you know, because like I said, we really need to all work on it. And one of the skills I would like to work on is I would like to get a little bit better at knowing how to make some cheeses. I've been struggling. I've been working on it a lot lately, and it's not ideal for what I'd like. So I'm still working on it, you know. So that's a skill I need to learn because I know I like to eat cheese. And then, you know, I would like to become a better seamstress. I can sew, but I wouldn't call it good by any means. I can make blankets all day long. That's not a problem. I can't, I can't do clothing. I just am not very good at it. So, you know, you have your water, you have your food, you have your other items, seeds, and knowledge. Those are your big main categories. So what can you expand on to fit in? You know, is it your communications? Is it your medical? Whatever. Just get what you need to get so that you're the next level. And now you're taking it from just the basics. I keep hearing people say, flour, beans, and rice. Flour, beans, and rice. My goodness, you can't just eat flours, beans, and rice. So, you know, bring yourself to that next level. Advance yourself so that you are doing so much better. It gives you more items to barter with. It gives you better skill set, better survival, and it makes things a lot more comfortable. I've talked to several older people over the past month, and they all said that you know, when the people that had these other skills, they were not as affected. Everybody's going to be affected, but they weren't as affected as maybe some others because they were living a little more comfortably. So I want to highly encourage you all to do that now while you can. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. You all have a very, very great day. Stay safe and get prepared. See you next time.